Hey, David Dole here. So what you're about to watch is an exclusive segment for $3 plus patrons. So this segment is a weekly segment and it's normally just available for $3 plus patrons, $3 a month. And you're gonna get it exclusively this first time so you can check it out, see if you like what I do. And if you like it, then go to therationalnational.com/join. There's also a link below the video and donate. If you like my stuff, you get some extra content, and you help me continue doing this work. Hey patrons, welcome to Real Talk. So this is the exclusive weekly segment I have for $3 plus monthly patrons. And essentially I go over a bunch of topics, and I also discuss any personal news I want to talk about. So today I'm going to talk briefly about my New York City trip that I went to over Labor Day weekend. And then I want to talk about Perez, Tom Perez, DNC chair, who has now started teaching at Brown University. And then I want to get more into, I covered this in a video yesterday, but I want to cover a different aspect of it. Hillary Clinton's new book. And more specifically, how the media treats Hillary and this book compared to how they may treat another politician if that politician wrote a similar book. Okay, so first up, New York City trip. So just a few observations. That's that on New York City. And now let's get to the topics. Tom Perez. So I think I'm going to cover this video deeper in a segment on the channel, but Tom Perez just accepted a teaching job at Brown University. Now, the reason why this is nuts or insane or whatever adjective that I normally use for these situations is because Keith Ellison was one of the talking points from the DNC establishment against Keith Ellison was that he's a congressman, so he can't have two jobs. It's too much work. The DNC needs somebody who's going to be focused on the DNC and only the DNC, so that way they can improve the DNC and win next time. That was one of the talking points against Keith Ellison. So Keith Ellison promised to step down from his Congress position and be the DNC chair full time. Now here's Tom Perez accepting a side job while DNC chair. Now what did those same people have to say about Tom Perez that were telling Keith Ellison that there's no time to be a congressman? Just the hypocrisy is mind-blowing. And you know that was never a real talking point against Keith Ellison, but it's what they used because there was nothing to actually use against him. So they had to find something, and that's what they used. And you know, I don't want to go too deep into it now. I'm going to cover it, including kind of a deeper angle on this in a video, but yeah, I want to get to more on Hillary Clinton's book. I know a lot of you, maybe some of you, don't want to hear about Hillary Clinton anymore, but we have to talk down at these ridiculous people that keep bringing her up, including herself, who keeps bringing herself up, because, I mean, she's lying. She straight up lies about Bernie Sanders in her book, and I covered that in a video. But the other part of this that I didn't get to, and I'm likely not going to get to on my channel, is how the media is treating this. So there was a segment on CNN where they talked about, did Bernie Sanders, as Hillary Clinton said, affect her ability to win the election? And the three guests they had on were all establishment people. So how do you think they came out on that question? Of course they thought Bernie is to blame, or at least partial blame goes to Bernie Sanders. But imagine Bernie Sanders wrote a book called What Happened. Imagine Bernie Sanders didn't even lie, but wrote facts about how the DNC screwed him in the primaries. Imagine the media reaction to that. Bernie Sanders not lying, discussing facts about how he was screwed. You think the establishment media, CNN, would be like, Bernie is absolutely right. The Democratic Party needs serious reforms. Hillary Clinton was wrong. The DNC was wrong. No, that wouldn't happen. And they would be calling Bernie a whiner for not winning and complaining about it now. Do you see anybody on CNN calling Hillary Clinton a whiner? I mean, maybe there is. But when I've seen this discussion talked about, it's usually very open-minded towards Hillary Clinton and what she's saying. But this book is just completely about her. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders just released a book, Guide to Political Revolution, about how to enact change in politics, how to get involved in the system and help people. That was Bernie Sanders' book. He didn't write a book about himself and woe is me and, oh, I can't believe the DNC screwed me. No, his book is about helping people. Hillary Clinton's book is about herself. So, I mean, how much clearer does it have to be? Are there actually Hillary supporters that don't know that their head is so far up their ass? People like Peter Dow? I mean, does he actually believe the shit he says? Does Joy Reid believe the shit she says? Does Joan Walsh believe the shit she says? Does Neera Tanden believe the shit she says? Or are they all aware of how full of crap they are? And that they're really just doing this to save their own asses because they want a job in a democratic corporate establishment. So they want to retain the corporate Democratic Party because so far it's benefited them personally. It's all about them. They don't care about the people. But 2 more points on this. So I just read an article in The Hill where a former Clinton and a former Obama aide came out anonymously, but came out and said this. First quote, "The best thing she could do is disappear," said one former Clinton fundraiser and surrogate who played an active role at the convention. "She's doing harm to all of us because of her own selfishness. Honestly, I wish she'd just shut the fuck up and go away." I love that. I love that this quote is coming from a Clinton fundraiser. If a progressive said this, oh my God, sexist Bernie bro. But no, this is a former Clinton fundraiser and surrogate who played an active role at the convention. I'm super curious who this person is, because I like to know what their public persona on Twitter is right now. Are they talking about Hillary Clinton? Are they defending her still, publicly, while behind the scenes being honest? Wouldn't it be nice if we were just all honest all the time? Maybe we'd be in a better place. And the next quote here. "None of this is good for the party," said one former Obama aide. "It's the Hillary show, 100%. A lot of us are scratching our heads and wondering what she's trying to do. It's certainly not helpful." That's right. So these sorts of quotes give me a little hope, because it shows that these people who are in the system, who are in this establishment, even they're aware of what Hillary Clinton is doing and how it's not helpful, how it continues to divide the Democratic Party, or at least push progressives away from being involved in the Democratic Party. So it's one of those things where I'm not always sure where the motives are and where the knowledge is. Joy Reid for me she's like a Rubik's Cube. I try to understand where she's coming from when she lies the way she lies, when she smears the way she smears, when she calls people like Nomiki Konst, Winnie Wong, and Roseanne DeMauro, 3 alt-left activists. Clearly trying to equate them to the alt-right. Where is Joy Reid coming from in that tweet? So, I mean, I don't think it's as clear as, oh, she's being paid to say this stuff. No, I think she's in this like little clique, like a little gang, a little internet gang of these Hillary supporters, which by the way, I think we get the idea that there's a lot of these Hillary supporters, but there's not. Hillary's approval rating is at like 30% now. Nobody likes Hillary Clinton. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders is the most popular politician in the country. So the actual support is on the progressive side. Meanwhile, you have these corporate hacks on television holding on for dear life to this Democratic Party that has benefited them financially. And it's going to come to an end because they're outnumbered and the voters are waking up and younger people are becoming old enough to vote, and the younger generations are much more progressive than the older generations, and America is going to move into a direction of progressive policy. It's inevitable. It's really just a matter of, is the Democratic establishment going to go kicking and screaming, or are they going to concede and let progressives take back the party that they once had? I guess we're going to find out. But anyways, that's the segment for this week. I'm going to hopefully, well, I'll get up a segment today. I assume it'll be on Tom Perez getting this new job, this new teaching job. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back next week with another Real Talk segment. Later.